When someone submits a form on your site, do you want your website to work for you by contacting them on autopilot? If so, you are in the right place. In this video, we're going to cover how to create a contact form in GoHighLevel, add that form to your website, and how to add a set of email automations that contacts that prospect for you with helpful info about your company. And don't worry if your website's not in GoHighLevel. I'll cover how to add the form to a GoHighLevel website and a non-GoHighLevel website. So let's get started.
Most common form on a website is one where a prospect actually fills out their contact info and then you get in touch with them. So that's the example we're going to use and create today. To get started, what you're going to want to do is create a form. So we need to go to Sites, and I'm just using a test area that I've set up in GoHighLevel. And then you're going to want to go to Forms and then Builder. Okay, so we're going to start by creating a form. Let's click Add Form. And you can see GoHighLevel gives us kind of like a starting spot to go from. So first things first, let's name the form. This form is going to be on my contact page of a test site. So I'm just going to call this contact form and then website. Okay, so let's save that. And now we have our form saved. Now, right here, the default is first name, last name, email, and phone, and then a consent to receive SMS notifications, and then your submit button, and then your privacy policy along with your terms of service. So maybe instead of a first name, last name, you just want them to be able to put in their full name. That's easy enough. What you'll do is you'll actually just get rid of the last name and the first name. So you click on it and then click that little button there. Then click on the add form element and let's add in the full name. So now they have to put in their full name, their email, and their phone number. This little asterisk means that that is a required field. Because I do want people to enter their full name, I am going to make that required. And so the way you do that is this checkbox. So if you check it, you can see it adds the asterisk. If you uncheck it, it takes it away. So let's leave that checked. All right. In this example, we are not going to require texts. We just are going to have them enter their phone number so we can get in touch with them as a prospect. So let's get rid of that there. Because this is coming in from the website and you perhaps want to allow them to put in a little bit of information about themselves. In this instance, we're going to be using a law firm website as our example. So I would like them to be able to tell me a little bit about their case before the form is submitted. So what we'll do is we will take and create a custom field for the form. So that's going to require us to leave where we are. So click Save, and to create a custom field, click back, go to Settings, click on Custom Fields. Okay, now click Add Field. And because we're going to let them talk about their, like what's going on with their case or what's going on with their situation, we're going to click multi-line, click on Next. And here you're going to name that field. So tell us about your case. And you can see that you can either have this as a contact or an opportunity. For this example, we're leaving it contact. And then in the group, you can either pick to put it in the contact info, the general info, or the additional info in the contact information and GoHighLevel. So for this one, we're going to click additional information. And if you want a placeholder, you can also do that, but I'm going to just kind of leave that blank. And then in the additional preferences, you can see here, this actually tells you a little bit about what the field is actually named in the code. Then click Save. And now that field has been added to all of your contacts. Now, click Go Back. Click back into the form. And we want to add that to our contact form. So click on Add Form Element, go to Custom Fields, and you can see here's Tell Us About Your Case. So add Tell Us About Your Case onto the form. So now we have the full name, the email, the phone number, and Tell Us About Your Case. Maybe you want to add some additional info onto the form as well. So maybe you want to name the form. That's really easy. So if we go to this quick add again and scroll down, and here you're just going to grab the text field, although you could also grab an image. So you could have like an image with your logo and then maybe some text. But in this example, we're just going to add text here. And then we can change the text. So use this form to tell us a bit about you and your case. And this looks a little big, so let's change the size from 40 to 20. And you can change, obviously, if it's bold, if it's not bold, you can change the background, all that stuff. But I think for this example, we're just going to leave it really simple. Okay, I'm going to save that. So now we have this extra text up here. And now down here, you can see there's a privacy policy in terms of service. So if you click into here, this is also additional text. You can get rid of it or you can keep it. Since it's a form, it's a pretty good idea to have the privacy policy in terms of service. You're going to want to highlight the privacy policy and then click on these three dots. That's going to give us the ability to add a link. And then in here, you'll just add mywebsite.com/privacy policy or whatever the URL is for your privacy policy. So click confirm. And now this is an active URL and you do the exact same thing with your terms of service. So after you make that change, click save. Let's talk about the button. Click on the button and obviously you can change the text and subtext of the button. So instead of button, we're going to put submit your information. And for the subtext, a lot of the times, a lot of people will put, we will always respect your data or something along those lines, just letting people know that, you don't sell the data or anything like that. You can change the color of the button. So, you can put in your hexadecimal values of your current brand. In this one, I'm just going to add it. I'm going to make it blue. And now you can see we can't see the subtext. So if we scroll down here, we can actually change the color of the subtext. And we're just going to make that white. And there we go. All right, so now we have the submit your information, will always respect your data. And I think that button looks pretty good. So let's click save. And now let's talk a little bit about the general form information. So if you want to see the general form information, you're going to click on this styles and option button over here. And one of the things that you can decide if you want to do is if you want to have the agency branding from GoHighLevel on there, you can turn this on or you can leave it off. You can add a background image, you can add a header image. This is where also you can add custom CSS, that kind of stuff. This gets a little bit more complicated, but this is kind of where you're going to change any of the display settings that you want. Okay, let's go over here to options. So whenever the form is submitted, there are two options that can happen. So here you can see you can either do message or open URL. This order confirmation only applies for other things. It's not really a contact form. So this message means whenever they submit, whatever the message is right here will pop up and show that message. The URL will actually take them to a new place on your website. So if you clicked on open URL, you could actually put a whole new different page on here. A lot of people will do this in order to have like a conversion if you're using paid ads and things like that. But since this is just a simple example, we are just going to have a message. So thank you for taking the time to complete this form. It is fine. That's a good message. Normally, I would add something like, we will be in touch as soon as possible, or whatever length of time you're comfortable having in there. So let's save that. And so now we know that whenever somebody submits our form, they are going to see the message, thank you for taking the time to complete this form. We'll be in touch as soon as possible. The other thing is if you come down to the very bottom and you can see this sticky contact. So if you turn this on, this will actually, if they've ever filled out another form on your site using GoHighLevel, their information will automatically pop up as long as they still have those cookies saved. So you can turn this on or leave it off. I tend to leave it off for now, just like I said, because this is a simple example, and we're not looking to get into those high-level details. The other thing is, if you want to have this form give any information to Facebook, you can actually enter your Facebook Pixel ID here, and you can change the event name and what you want it to be credited as. So those are just, if you're using Facebook or Google Ads, here's where you can do some Facebook stuff, and then Google Ads you'd have to do elsewhere. Okay, so let's click Save. And now our contact form is good to go. So let's move on to part 2, which is adding this form to the website. To add our new form to the website in GoHighLevel, it's pretty easy. So if you go to your GoHighLevel website that you want to add the form to and open the page, so my contact page is the one that I want to add the form to. And we are in my contact page, and I want to add a form here. So I'm going to click on Add Element, and you can see we're going to add a form, and it will allow me to choose the form. Click on Contact Form, and now we have our, I'm going to delete that. Now we have this, use this form to tell us a bit about you and your case. Full name, email, phone, tell us about your case, submit your information. So that is a very quick and easy way to add a form to your website using GoHighLevel. So you just click Save, and you are done. Now, if you have a website that is not in GoHighLevel, it's a little bit different. So you're going to go to Forms and Builder, and you're going to go back into your form, and you'll click on this Integrate button. And then you'll want if you want the website form to be on there, just embedded, just like it is on GoHighLevel. All you'll need to do is actually say copy embedded code. Once you have the embedded code, you can actually sign into a website and embed it. So just to show you what that code looks like, it looks like here, like what's on here. So you would just open WordPress or any other website that has the ability to add HTML, and you would create an HTML element and paste this into the HTML element, and you would have a form that looks exactly like the one on the GoHighLevel website. All right, let's move on to part 3.